Thank you. Now I request Senior Professor Harilal Menanji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Goa University, to present his welcome address.
His Excellency, Governor of Goa and Chancellor of Goa University, Shri Sridharan, Honorable Minister for Water Resources Cooperation and Privodoria, Shri Subhash Jotkar, Honorable Chairman ISRO and Secretary to Department of Space, Dr. S. Somanath, Honorable Shri A.S. Kiran Kumar, Chairman Apex Science Board and former Chairperson ISRO, Executive Council members of Goa University, all invitees, delegates, all teaching and non-teaching fraternity of Goa University, and those from various higher education institutions across the state of Goa, students, media personnel, ladies and gentlemen. It's with great pleasure and excitement that I welcome all to the inaugural ceremony of National Space Science Symposium 2024. It's a very proud moment for Goa University to host all the ISRO personnel who made India proud by making it possible for Vikram lander of Chandrayaan 3 for a soft landing on the southern hemisphere of Moon under the stewardship of Dr. S. Somanath. Let us all together welcome these excellent personnel with a thunderous applause. National Space Science Symposium is the biggest meeting of atmosphere, space and planetary scientists in India. ISRO is leading in this biennial symposium. I'm extremely happy that ISRO has accepted our request to hold NSS 2024 at Goa University, which is one of the pioneering academic institutions in India and in the forefront of fundamental and applied research. In fact, ISRO has been concentrating on space-based methods to mitigate threat from disasters, be it from within the earth or from outside. Best example is the precise identification of location of cyclone genesis and tracking them and landfall, thus saving millions of lives. The role of space weather, meaning the impact of high velocity electrons, ions and radiation during solar coronal mass ejections, can impact the satellites being used for the communication and remote sensing. India has already started a major initiative in this direction with the successful launch and operation of Aditya L1 satellite. I'm happy to inform you that Goa University has been collaborating with the ISRO during the past 3.5 decades since the launch of IRS-P4 satellite, which was carrying a payload of OCM-1 sensor and has made significant contributions to ISRO programs. However, it should not be confined to studies on atmosphere and ocean. Rather, all faculty members across various disciplines should involve in this fundamental research. I would say that contribution from academic fraternity to ISRO should augment from the current level. One of the basic objectives of NSS 2024 is to encourage academicians to take up ISRO projects through their fundamental and applied research. I understand that in this symposium, in addition to the normal format, new aspects have also been added, which includes participation of space engineers and technologists, dedicated sessions for young students, and theme-based breakout sessions with the active participation of academia. Once again, my hearty congratulations, in fact, on the behalf of Goa University, hearty congratulations to ISRO and Department of Space for taking the country to the new heights and new horizon. Wish you all the very best for all your ambitious future programs. Any expansion of space program requires dedicated young space scientists and engineers. It is heartening to note that majority of delegates of 2024 Symposium are below the age of 35 years, which indicates the kind of enthusiasm among our younger generation in space research and exploration, and availability of large pool of talented researchers for all the future projections of ISRO. Once again, I extend my warmest welcome to each and every one of you to this 5-day long symposium. May this symposium be a resounding success, and may our shared passion for space science propel us towards a new horizon of knowledge and discovery. In this regard, I wish to inform the respected chairperson, Dr. Somanath, that we at Goa University has initiated the process for establishing a center for interdisciplinary study in space science, of course with the help of ISRO. With these few words, I welcome all of you. Jai Goa, Jai Hind, Dev Borekaro.
Thank you, sir. Flowers speak the language of love and affection. We now welcome the dignitaries on the dais with flowers. I request my faculty colleagues to welcome the dignitaries on the dais. Shri P.S. Sridharan Pillaiji, Honorable Governor of Goa and Chancellor, Goa University. Shri Subhash Shirodkarji, Minister for Water Resource Development, Cooperation and Providoria, Government of Goa. Shri S. Somnathji, Chairman ISRO and Secretary, Department of Space, Government of India. Shri A. S. Kiran Kumarji, Chairman Apex Science Board and former Chairman ISRO. Senior Professor Harilal Menanji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Goa University. Thank you. And now request Shri A.S. Kiran Kumarji, Chairman Apex Science Board and former Chairman ISRO, to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning to all of you. Honorable Governor of Goa and Chancellor Goa University, Shri P.S. Sridharan Pillaiji, Shri Somnath, Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space, Shri Shirodkarji, Minister of Water Resources, Government of Goa, Harilal Menanji, Revankar, and all the participants of this National Space and Science Symposium 2024. It's indeed a very significant day today because we are seeing in Goa a large participation in this National Space Science Symposium. Today, as India keeps moving ahead in the world, in all spheres, we have seen how India has made a huge impact in space exploration. When you saw last year, August, India actually putting Vikram on moon, and in comparison, the difficulties others are facing in their recent attempts put in perspective what has been achieved. But today, Indian space program is reaching a stage where it has demonstrated that use of space technology, that an ability human being got of going beyond planet Earth could be used for the development of the country. For many decades, India has shown to the world that this new disruptive technology is being used for bringing in broadcasting, communication, weather, or even Earth observation and navigation. in all these areas, even in difficult periods of restricted information and restricted technology access. Indigenous development has reached a stage where India was effectively able to bring in the huge impact of space technology. But then human beings, by their very nature, are mimicking nature and looking at how things can happen very differently. Today, you have seen that large number of private entities are going into space, while in the earlier era, it was only the nation states which were doing space program. Today, space is becoming a fourth frontier where human beings are looking at space adventure, space tourism, space exploitation, and a whole lot of things. And India also is trying to make sure that the country, which is among the few in the world which had an end-to-end technological capability of building launch vehicles, satellites and applications, how can it remain less participative in space economy? While India is today the fifth largest economy, aspiring to become the topmost by the time we reach our 100 years of independence, space, which is a $1 trillion economy, also needs to be a significant player. And not only that, human beings, when you are exploring, going beyond planet Earth and then finding other places, space science becomes very important. What human being has been doing all along is mimicking nature. When he saw birds flying, he built aircraft. And today you have seen already that launch vehicles are taking man beyond Earth. And India itself is planning not only its human program, but also planning to land man on moon by 2040. If that has to happen, a large participation of Indians, whether it's academia, industry, is required, because it has to be a national endeavor. And in this national endeavor, sustenance of life outside planet Earth means a huge opportunity in all spheres. So these events of National Space Science Symposium, where you are trying to bring together people from different disciplines and showcasing to them what has happened in the past and what are the challenges of the future and how we need to work together to enable the country to not only achieve what it is setting its target, but also true to its basic tenets of finding ways and means by which living on planet Earth itself becomes more sustainable, and the mitigation of many of the adverse impacts of rapid development has to happen. What better way than going beyond Earth and monitoring what is happening on Earth? So today you are seeing more and more such things happening, and I am extremely happy to see a large gathering here and what Goa University has done in bringing together various scientific community and the young student community who have a huge task on their hand, because many of them will become the participants of India's future endeavors of going beyond Earth and doing things to make planet Earth a more livable place. And let me wish these 5 days of intense interaction among the experts and the new entrants to this field a great success in their efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enriching words. We are much privileged to have Shri S. Somnathji, Chairman ISRO and Secretary, Department of Space, Government of India, amidst us for this event. I will now request Shri S. Somnathji to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, all of you. Most Honorable Governor of Goa and Chancellor of Goa University, Shri P.S. Sridharan Pillai sir. Honorable Minister, Shri Subhash Shidodkar ji. Chairman of the Apex Science Board and former Chairman ISRO, Shri A.S. Kiran Kumar. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor of the Goa University, Professor Harilal B. Menon, Professor Ivanka, who is the Chairman of the Local Organizing Committee, and all the distinguished participants, invitees, students, delegates. My greetings to you on the occasion of the 22nd edition of the National Space Science Symposium being organized jointly by ISRO and the Goa University. This symposium has been going on every 2 years as a platform for all of you to come together and meet and discuss various topics, and I know it has been going through a transformation of inducting new plans and activities, as is happening this time also. Far beyond the space science that you are discussing, you are interacting and discussing various other topics which includes technology side of the space science and also interaction with the various stakeholders and future leaders and also public. I think all these are very, very important for a community like this, the space science community, primarily because all of us know space science is supposed to be an elite domain of science, of knowing about the celestial bodies, the atmosphere, the space in between them, and bringing about an understanding and also a narrative for the public we generally give out, which could be sometimes seen as something very extraordinary. Because I interact with students many a time as a chairman of ISRO, and every young child who is interested in science always come up with this idea that I want to be an astrophysicist when I grow up, not realizing what exactly they are talking about, or an astronomer, or a space scientist. For them, it is very, very important that you bring out a better narrative, inspire them to take this domain if they really are qualified to do so. At least in their age, it's very, very important to talk about it, to inspire them and then to show light to them. It's equally important that we take the other stakeholders like the public who are genuinely interested in India growing in this domain of science and technology and take pride in whatever we accomplished by talking to them in the language that is acceptable to them. I think all these are very, very important. Over and above what you people in your domain discuss, understand the complexities of space science and generate more and more knowledge as much as required for this nation through the missions and programs that we have today. In ISRO, we are very, very happy to have some of the very excellent missions in the recent times, like the Chandrayaan 3, the Aditya L1, the XPOSAT, and many more to follow. I think all these contain quite a bit of work. I think all of you know that to do the science, ultimately you need to build the entire system, starting from conceiving a spacecraft, building the instruments, planning a mission to do that, and then interact with the science domain experts to extract what you are going to actually measure out of it to make some sense out of the whole thing. And finally spend huge amount of money of the public exchequer to put it in the right place. And after doing all of that, you need to bring out output, which is satisfactory for the worth of money that you have invested, for the effort that you have done. I think all this becomes a point of discussion and a point of debate many a times when a person like me faces the public. So let me tell you that it's very important for a forum like this, National Space Science Symposium, even to understand the elements of each of these roles that you need to play and then make a good narrative for us to grow in this sector. The work that we did in the recent past, like the mission like Chandrayaan 1 has really produced results. Chandrayaan 1 and 2, of course, has produced significant results from those missions. I think all of you know. And we have been following this science exploration tradition ever since we started the space program. The very first satellite was a science satellite. Of course, we moved away from that and then got into operational services, missions, like the communication, remote sensing, navigation, etc. And that domain continues. I think that has to continue because that is the outcome that you can, tangible outcome that you can showcase to the decision makers, the government, the public, for justifying the expenditure that you have in this sector. But many a time, the value of the work that you do in the science domain are not really understood by people who make those decisions. And this becomes a big challenge for all of us. In justifying the need for a new mission, justifying the need for developing a new instrument, justifying the need for putting an infrastructure for science, many a times becomes a debatable question. What exactly it brings to the table at the end of spending this much money and spending this many years of work, this many manpower? What exactly you bring to us? For a nation which is aspiring to become a technologically powerhouse, maybe today, tomorrow, day after, it's very important that you have a large pool of talents who will be able to excel in each of their domains. For example, we know space domain is said to be one where India has a potential to be a leader. And it cannot come by growing only in one direction. It cannot grow by just building rockets alone. It cannot build by giving commercial services and satellites alone. It cannot just build by just pure science alone. I think we have to have a collective movement in looking at all these sectors to achieve what we want to do. The first and foremost thing is to have a large amount of work being done in a large pool of talents across this country in different institutions. We realize that it is not only ISRO that has to contribute. So much of the scientific institutions that are there in this country, the academic institution, and those researchers pool, which will work on this domain in various areas. For example, some of them will work on the theoretical side, the fundamental side, some of them will look at sensors development, and some of them will look at instruments building, and then others will look at the technology side of it to reach out to the places where we want to do those measurements, and then bring out some novel ideas. I think all these are required, and it has to be done very continuous and systematic manner if you are to really grow in this sector. I think you should discuss all this in one umbrella. I think the Space Science Symposium is exactly doing that, not just science. So that's why I said it's very, very important to bring out the right type of narrative. I also advise that it is very important that you speak to the public in the language that they understand. Many a time I speak about this, and I encourage people to write science article on a continuous basis in local languages, in English, wherever you can. Go to villages, speak to them, and tell them what exactly we are doing with this science and how it actually contributes to making our country greater, and how it is actually contributing to ultimately to the benefit of the people. Many a times it becomes a debatable question. What exactly it brings to you? What way it helps you to become better citizens or better country or economic prosperity? And many a time this type of discussions do take place. And many a times it's not very evident to tell it, but at least it becomes our responsibility to speak about it. I urge you to do all of this while we focus on the cutting edge technologies. I think it's equally important that we focus on that to deliver the narrative that I told later. I think all this connect is important. And this is the primary message I would like to give you in a function like this, in the inaugural function of the NSS. And I have a public lecture that I have to do for the work that all of you have done for the public to speak about it and understand about it. Hopefully that will convey the message better. So with this, let me thank you, each one of you. In ISRO, we are very, very excited to take on the future goals of the science community in India. I would like to offer you this because the results that you have produced has captured the imagination of the decision makers, captured the imagination of the country. And this is the best time that you can actually put on the table what exactly you want to do as a long-term goal. Create the long-term goal as part of your vision. I think we will be able to take it forward with the support of the whole of the country. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and we look forward to a greater interaction and greater outcome out of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for those inspiring words, and thank you, ISRO, for making the country proud time and again. I now request Shri Subhash Shirurkarji, Honorable Minister, Government of Goa, to kindly address the gathering.
In this beautiful auditorium, on this beautiful day, that's a Monday, in the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Goa and the Chancellor of Goa University, the only university in the state, Shri College. Also the presence of the chairman of ISRO and the director for Department of Space, Mr. Somnath ji, Mr. Kiran Kumar ji, Apex Department for Space Studies, and we have got Mr. Menon ji, who is the Vice Chancellor of Goa University. All the respected dignitaries who have come all the way from various parts of India, and you have come from various institutions, many apex bodies of the country. Friends, we have also stood up on north and south of the auditorium. And this beautiful day, as I said, I would always remember, this is the 22nd Symposium of scientists, engineers. Just 2 days or 3 days back, I celebrated my birthday, that is on 22nd of Feb. And how can I forget this 22nd Symposium where I am attending the symposium in the presence of the galaxy of people. In this auditorium, friends, there have been people on various occasions. Like a few days back, the auditorium was full of sportsmen. But today, the day is different. I would say that we have got the genius of the country, the intellects of the country, sitting in this beautiful auditorium. In fact, CM would have been here. He was supposed to attend the function and not me. But all of a sudden, CM has gone out of station, out of the state, and he suggested me 2 days, a day back, that I should attend this function. And किसको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा अपने गवर्नर के साथ बैठने के लिए और अपने सोमनाथ जी है ना इनके साथ बैठने के लिए, at least to share the dice with them, because this will go lifelong, the memories, the cherished memories. Friends, I've been in the education for the last almost 52 years. And I'm proud to say that I have given almost 3,000 engineers for the country and for the world. Fortunately for me, when I started off a college, I was not a technical man. Even today I'm not. But then somehow it came to me that I should start a course in IT, I should start a course in computer, I should start a course in electronics. I never went by the conventional courses of technology. And today I always say with a pride that from my campus almost 3,000 engineers are all over the world, maybe in Europe, maybe in America, maybe in various countries various cities of the country. Keeping aside that, about ISRO, who doesn't know about ISRO? हमारे बच्चे जो इधर बैठे हैं ना, सभी तो ये नाम कभी से जानते हैं. The contribution that has been done by ISRO and all the great personalities like Mr. Kiran Kumar ji and Mr. Somnath ji and their team, entire team. I tell you, today we are almost on the top of the world. And we feel so proud, so proud. इस देश का कोई बच्चा नहीं जानता है, जिसको मालूम नहीं है कि ISRO and Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2 and particularly Chandrayaan 3, which landed so softly. Friends, इससे एक बात साबित हुआ. We may be having the fifth economy, but when it comes to space and space science, हम कंधे से कंधे बात करते हैं नासा से, जापान से. And this is what the honors have come to the country because of the dedication, because of the commitment of these great personalities. We have been working along with a strong team of engineers and technocrats. I will not go in deep in the intricacies. As I said, I'm not an engineer. I'm from common layman. But थोड़ी सी बात जो मेरे दिमाग में आया, very shortly, we are going to be 200 crores. Today we are 140. No doubt we are going to be number one. But by then, the world also will cross 1,000 crores. And naturally, the wants and demands of the people would increase, would multiply. So as a space science and scientists, genius in this sector, I think it would be an aspiration of the people of the world and of the country, particularly for the country, that still, even with 200 crores of population and 1,000 crores of population for the world, India leads in a space technology. as we are living today in IT world. Friends, is so nice on the part of our Vice Chancellor and his entire team, the members of academic executive, to think of this association and then bring down all the genius of the country down to this beautiful auditorium. मेरे ख्याल से मुझे लगता है हर साल तो नहीं होगा, पर 5 साल में एक बार तो आना ही चाहिए. इतना ब्यूटीफुल गोवा है. And I tell you, the waters of Goa, the forests of Goa, and the hilltops of Goa will make you think differently. इतना उसमें गरिमा है. And while concluding, मैं थोड़ा सा रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सोमनाथ जी से. होता है तो थोड़ा सा एक स्मॉल सेक्टर ऑफ ISRO could be down here in Goa. We won't mind sparing the land. We won't mind sparing whatever contribution is required on behalf of the government. क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे यहाँ जो है ना हमेशा सोचते हैं. And we also as the politicians we also think of that this state has to be a state of professionals. There has to be hundreds and hundreds of doctors, thousands and thousands of engineers. ये तो हमारी बस की बात है, वही हम सोचते हैं. और इसी के कारण मैं सोचता हूँ कि किसी न किसी कारण से अपना एक कनेक्शन, अपना एक रिलेशन वो हमें होना चाहिए. आप सोचिए कैसे क्या कर सकते हैं, मगर हमारा सपोर्ट हमेशा रहेगा आपके लिए. इतना कहकर मैं आप सभी को I welcome you all on behalf of the state of Goa. Goa is a very pleasant state and wish you all a very, very delighted stay. Wherever you are put up, either this hotel or that hotel, all delighted stay and then enjoy the sand and beaches of Goa, but at the same time, interior Goa is quite beautiful. वो बोल नहीं जाने का. With these few words, once again wish you all a very, very comfortable stay. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for those kind words and your inspiration and support. And definitely with the support from ISRO, we are sure that sky also won't be the limit now. May I now request His Excellency, the Honorable Governor of Goa and Chancellor Goa University, Shri P.S. Sridharan Pillai to deliver his address.
Dynamic Minister of Goa, Subhash Shirdokarji, most respected person now in our country, Sri SP Somanath, Chairman ISRO, Honorable AKS Kiran Kumar ji, my good friend Sri Harilal B. Menon, Vice Chancellor, Goa University, Shri Ravankarji, Dean, Dietitians from the Space Institute of India present here, other distinguished guests and delegates, faculty of the Goa University, dear students from higher secondary schools and colleges, and my dear brothers and sisters. It is truly a proud privilege to be present amidst all of you this morning for this inaugural function of National Space Science Symposium. This is a gathering that exemplifies the boundless human curiosity and relentless pursuit of the knowledge that propels us into the vast realms of space. Here, we not only celebrate the achievements of the past, but also the potential for groundbreaking discoveries that lie ahead. Our university is concerned, of course, recently our Union of India ordered to pay 100 crores rupees for its activities. So with great expectation, now we gathered here, and I am congratulating the team of university under the leadership of Honorable Vice Chancellor Harilal B. Menon for the success. In a layman's view, I am evaluating the situation connected to science. Recently, I had occasion to see that a person, his name is known to everybody, Padma Bhushan awardee Dr. K.M. Cheriyan. He happened to be from my district in Kerala, and of course not only confined to me alone, our Somnath ji and our Vice Chancellor ji also, they are also from same Malappuram district. I am referring him because recently in Australia there is a largest surgery college in Australia. In front of that, Dr. K.M. Cheriyan, from his own pocket, money from his own pocket spent, and there in front of that the statue is opened there, placed there, and along with the same history of our Indian surgery also recorded and presented there for the entire world. You see, that statue is the father of surgery in India. It is a heading given. Who is that? Shushuda. Dr. K.M. Cheriyan is the pioneer in Indian heart surgery, and he is accepted as the best person in that field. But as far as surgery is there, I know Ayurveda people, modern medicine people, different opinions are there. That is true. In a democratic setup, we can say our own opinion, and right to differ is also the basis of democracy. But as for the tradition of this country, culture and tradition of this country, what K.M. Cheriyan did is not an important news for us, but in the world that happened to be an important news for the entire world, especially for the people who are working in the scientific field as well. I am saying this, such a type of research also is required, and I am very happy to say that our guest, of course Somnath is concerned, is basically committed to such attempts, and in Kerala I can say umpteen incidents are there which promoted by our chief guest, and ISRO also is concerned. Its present head is working hard to divert to that aspect also. So the need of the hour is that we will give utmost importance to science, and our Prime Minister is also, if you go through the entire speeches of our Honorable Prime Minister, is giving importance to the scientific through the modern device, all types of devices together, we are trying to achieve that goal. Our Prajin Bharat and Naya Bharat. In our Indian constitution also, why India, that is Bharat, or in Hindi, Bharat, that is India. Why specifically that is put there? In the Constituent Assembly there was discussion for that. In the discussion, only India alone was there, and 2 days discussion was there. The specialist experts in the Constituent Assembly finally come to the conclusion that Bharata Varsha, so we will have to include Bharata Varsha also in the Constitution as far as this country's name is concerned. There are so many interesting discussions. I am not going to that subject. You see, Bharat, In Sanskrit and in our Indian languages, Vas means light. Whenever you see light, you are getting inspiration. That is a theory behind it. And finally, Constituent Assembly decided these two words. I am focusing on that because Naya Bharat, we are not closing our mind, our eyes against the development in the world. Anobhadra Kradavo Yanta Vishwandaga. Let noble thoughts come from everywhere, anywhere. We are prepared to receive it. We can see in the entire world, this open-mindedness is the asset of our mother country. Egam Sat Pipra Bhagada Vadanti. The truth is one. Our life is a yatra. And finally we will achieve that goal. And very sorted are the Sanatana Dharma, Islamic concept, or Jesus, whatever it may be, Buddha, whatever it may be. Finally we are reaching that goal. That is a concept of Bharata. And Sarva Dharma Samabhava is also there. Now, in a proper direction, our country is fast forwarding to achieve the goal, and that is why in G20 nations chairmanship was vested with India about 1 year back, and our slogan raised are three. I am not repeating, always in that meeting it is stating. So Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. I can say with confidence that our achievement in science is remarkable, and present setup also giving maximum importance to that. And our new generation, less than 35 years, the government skill development and other schemes, they are giving maximum importance to that. Of course, different political opinions may be there, different cultural backgrounds may be there, different faiths may be there, but we will see that it is not a contradiction, but at the same time we are believing in Ekada, in Nanatva. So this type of concept is existing in our country. And I would like to say one more thing. All are interested in science. The last century is concerned. One of the important objectives placed before the world by our UN, you see World Health Organization's objective, if you go through that records at that time, eradicate contagious disease was the most important objective in the last century. Of course, we achieved that goal, and science became final and finally successful in that attempt. Plague eradicated, smallpox to a very great extent eradicated, cholera, all threats we are free from that. But in this century, what about HIV? What about Ebola virus? What about COVID? So that is why our rishis took the view that science and dharma both should be go together and inculcate that aspect in the mind of the new generation. So that is why I would like to say that science, we will try our level best to achieve the goal through new generation. At the same time, dharmic concept also. What is the, I can say I was a practicing lawyer till I became the governor. I was the assistant solicitor in the High Court of Kerala for 3 years. What is the motto declared by Supreme Court of India? If you go to the Supreme Court, we can see Yedo Dharma Stado Jaya. Is it what about secularism and other things? I am not going to that disputed aspect. Yedo Dharma Stado Jaya from Mahabharata. It was taken as a motto behind Indian judiciary, the apex court of India, Supreme Court. Yedo Dharma Stado Jaya, according to my information, I am not a Pandit, but 11 places it was stated, it was mentioned, it was explained, Yedo Dharma Stado Jaya. I am not going to the all aspects, because in the Ramayana, who is the hero? We can say Sri Raman, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra is the hero. What about Mahabharata? Whether Sri Krishna is the hero, whether Arjuna is the hero, whether Bhima, whether Panchali, we can say an individual name is the hero. Then I am very sorry to say that anyway Gandhari is there, embodiment of Indian womanhood, dedicated her life for a cause. But when Duryodhana, in the midst of the Kurukshetra Yuddha, he went in front of his mother and stated that war is going on. Even my life is in danger. So bless me. Normally, any mother swayed by emotions naturally say Vijay Shri Bhava. But what was stated by, you see, her own son, his life is in danger. For getting blessing, he reached there begging before the mother, if you bless, I can succeed. But her answer, recorded by Mahabharata, is that Yedo Dharma Stado Jaya. That was a slogan. We see whether it is medical field, scientific field, economic field, whatever it may be. Now economics, also BSc economics in certain ways. And UN also in its final report, according to my information, I read it in a part of that it is better to go back to the local language. That is a suggestion. Already there were 700 local languages, mother tongue, but out of that, according to their evaluation or reports, more than 4,000 disappeared from this wave. This is a dangerous trend, and that is why they suggested, even for medical terms, medical studies, engineering students, etc., better to go back to a very great extent, not fully, English and other things are required, world languages are required, but go back to mother tongue. I would like to say that is why in our country, last year, in certain engineering colleges, the language preferred is local language, and medical college also that is started. All these are experiments. I am not saying any comment on that aspect. Anyway, science is concerned, we will focus more and more, and at the same time, we will be able to achieve the goal. And this university is concerned, the registrar and all others are there. I am not mentioning the names. Executive committee members are also there. They are working hard for implementing the new education policy, and as a part of that, this discussion, this symposium, it will give a new direction in the field. I am complimenting all of you, and my namaskar to all, and with the permission of all of you, I am declaring that the symposium is open. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you. to the Honorable Governor of Goa. As we come to the end of this inaugural event, we would now like to present sweet memories of this event in the form of token of love, mementos to all the dignitaries present on the days. May I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to do the honors, please. Firstly, Shri P.S. Sridharan Pillaiji, Honorable Governor of Goa and Chancellor, Goa University. Kindly put your hands together. Next we have Shri Subhash Shirodkarji, Honorable Minister for Water Resource Development, Corporation and Proveedoria, Government of Goa. Shri S. Somnathji, Chairman ISRO and Secretary, Department of Space, Government of India. Shri A.S. Kiran Kumarji, Chairman Apex Science Board and former Chairman ISRO. Sir. As we come to the last part of the event, may I now request the Chairman LOC, Professor Chandrasekhar Rivonkarji, to present the vote of thanks.
Honorable Governor and Chancellor of Goa University, Shri Sridharan Pillaiji, Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space, Dr. Somnath, Chairman Apex Science Board, ISRO, Padma Shri A.S. Kiran Kumar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor H.B. Menon, Directors of ISRO Institutes, EC members, distinguished guests, faculty colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion of inauguration of the 22nd National Space Science Symposium. I would like to express my deepest thanks to Honorable Governor of Goa and Chancellor of Goa University, Shri Sridharan Pillaiji, for being with us on this memorable day. I place on record my sincere thanks and gratitude to Shri Subhash Shirodkar, Minister for Water Resource Department, Corporation and Proveedoria, for gracing this occasion with his presence despite a busy schedule. We at the Goa University and the state of Goa are honored to have with us Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space, Dr. S. Somnath, and Chairman Apex Science Board, ISRO, Padma Shri A.S. Kiran Kumar, both associated with the Chandrayaan mission of India despite of their important commitments. Thanks are due to ISRO for funding and giving an opportunity to conduct and organize this symposium at Goa University. Thanks to Government of Goa, Ministry of Earth Sciences, New Delhi, for extending all the financial support. I am also thankful to all the members of National Organizing Committee, Executive Committee and Science Organizing Committee for the finalization of the program schedule, especially with the identification of the resource persons and other invited speakers in the area of space science technology. The efforts of Chairman of Scientific Organizing Committee, Dr. K. Rajiv, and Professor H.B. Menon are highly appreciated and led to the formation of oral and poster presentation schedules in 6 parallel scientific sessions. Thanks to the invited speakers for accepting our invitation to deliver plenary and interdisciplinary lectures. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. It requires meticulous planning and execution and an eye for details. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on completion of the task beyond their comfort zone. I, on behalf of the local organizing committee, heartily thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor H.B. Menon, for all the timely support in the execution of this national symposium. Thanks are also due to Registrar, Professor Vishnu Natkani, for all the administrative support. I take this opportunity to extend sincere thanks to all our guest invitees who have come from different parts of the country for their support, cooperation and wholehearted participation. We at the Goa University are fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated faculty colleagues. I, on behalf of the university and the state of Goa, express my sincere thanks to ISRO headquarters and their associated research laboratories for showing their keen interest and support in conducting this event at the Goa University. Have a wonderful stay in Goa. Enjoy the conference and campus life of Goa University. I feel proud and thank you in advance in making this event a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request all of you to kindly raise